What's up guys, welcome back into the Millennial Profit. My name's Adam and I'm a full-time reseller. So today I'm going to be answering a question that I get a lot. A lot of people want to know where I buy a lot of my pallets. If you've watched my what's sold videos, you'll see that I say I got this in a pallet, all different kinds of pallets. So today I'm going to dive into where I buy my pallets and where you can buy pallets as well. So the first option is just locally. I live in Columbus, Ohio, and there's about 10 to 15 good pallet places in this area. And I have a couple that are my favorites that I always go to. And a simple Google search can bring up if you have any. I mean, just type in liquidation pallets in your city and it'll come up. I would even suggest looking on Facebook because most of these places do a very good job promoting there. So if you just type in liquidation pallets, it should come up with the ones in your area and you should be able to go check them out. These are places you can go and literally look through them. Usually you can only look through the top foot and a half. If I can see that I'm going to make a couple $100s on a $600-700 pallet, then I usually pull the trigger on it. There are some bad pallet places, so make sure to check out the reviews on them. A lot of them are selling a lot of broken stuff. If you look at the reviews, you'll see I have my places. Like I said, you just have to dive in and try. It's actually really fun. The pallet game is awesome because you basically don't know what you're getting under the first foot and a half. Some of the craziest things I got a smart projector. It was on the bottom. So it was basically a touch screen projector. And I sold that for $500. No one had anything like it out there. It was a Windows, and I think it was a couple years old and they stopped making them. So that was pretty cool. I also found that same pallet. That pallet was ridiculous. The top half was full of Funko Pops and stuff. So I went for it, and the bottom was just full of electronics. I also got a Lenovo laptop in that one that I sold for $300-400 as well. A lot of stuff. That pallet was ridiculous. It was a high-end Amazon electronics returns pallet, but it ended up being mostly brand new stuff. Sometimes they say they're returns pallets. There's just a couple returns in them and a lot of brand new stuff. So you can find lots of Amazon shelf pull, Walmart shelf pull, different kinds of pallets at these places. But if you can't find a place near yourself, which most cities, even smaller cities, are having these, they're getting popular. If you're not able to find these places, there are online places to buy pallets. Now you're going to have to pay freight shipping on a lot of these. So that's where it gets a little dicey. You might not want to look into that until you're further down in the game, kind of like I talked about in my big video. I've bought from B-Stock Solutions. You've heard me talk about that before. So basically on B-Stock, you've got all these suppliers that you can buy either shelf pulls or returns from. And you do need a vendor's license on here. That's the only downside if you're just starting out. You need a vendor's license and an EIN number to be able to have a B-Stock account. But basically, you can see there's all these auctions ending: Macy's, Dick's, Amazon, straight from B-Stock supply. So people will put stuff on B-Stock as well. You got Walmart, Best Buy. I mean, it's endless. Home Depot. There's tons of big companies on here that you can buy stuff straight from. A lot of it new, a lot of it used. So that's the only place online that I've actually bought from. It's one of the bigger places online. The best pallet I got from B-Stock, I'm still selling stuff from. This was ridiculous. I mean, I wish I had the opportunity to buy this again. So this was a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was when I first found B-Stock. And Lids, I clicked on their profile, and literally this was the first day. They had a pallet of 3,500 hats. And I was I crapped my pants because I love selling hats, and this was a reseller's dream for this. So I told my dad, and it was at $1 a hat at the time, and I was like, Dad, we got to bid this up to $2 a hat. At this time, I was still in college, so I was still a little money conscious. Not that I'm money conscious now, but I don't really care to spend that kind of ridiculous money. If it's to make money selling stuff, I don't spend money on myself, but I do spend a lot of money on inventory. So I wanted someone to go in on it with me. And my dad's retired and just does eBay for fun, basically. So he was like, all right. So we bid $1 on it and got outbid. And I decided to risk it for the biscuit. I forget where he was, but he wasn't home that day. And I basically just got on and bid it up to $2 a hat. And we ended up winning it. And then he got home and looked at it and saw that $1 didn't win it. And I was like, yeah, I kind of bet it up to $2. So we spent about $7,000 on that pallet. But oh my gosh, it was loaded. We've probably each made 30-40 grand on that pallet. It was loaded with Nike hats, New Era hats, top of the world hats, Adidas, like all these name brands. We could see a little bit of the manifest, but we couldn't see everything in it. Oh my gosh, it was ridiculously loaded. I wish I could stumble upon this kind of pallet again, because you can make a living just on that pallet. Another pallet I got from Beaststock was a pallet of designer purses. So it came with like Calvin Klein, DKNY, some smaller brands, but some bigger brands as well. I don't really know those. Moved most of those on Poshmark. I still have like a box of them left, but I've definitely made my money back. I need to move the rest of them over to eBay so I don't have to keep upping them. I can't stand Poshmark, how they make you like up your posts every so often. It's just really frustrating. I want to list something and forget it. A couple other options I've heard of and also researched. So when you type in where to buy liquidation pallets on Google, I suggest doing this because you might as well. I mean, there's lots of options out there. So Beaststock's at the top. Next, we've got liquidation.com. I've heard of this. And it says they have new return and salvage products, basically just like Beaststock. It seems to have pretty good reviews, so that seems like a good place. I'm assuming you're gonna need a vendor's license there as well, probably with most of these places. Actually, one other place that you don't need it that I've seen people buy from is bulk.com, bulq.com. But yeah, basically a simple Google search can help find it. But where I recommend is Beaststock if you're gonna do online, but again, need that vendor's license, and start locally. There's so many pallet places right now. You can for sure find a local pallet place. Start there, and that will be able to give you some more of that bread and butter that I've talked about. Bread and butter is where you make your consistent sales. For me, that's hats, clothing, and things I get in pallets. When I buy an Amazon or Walmart shelf pull pallet, it comes with 2,500 to 3,500 items. Takes a long time to sort out and everything, but it's so much fun, and it's so many $10 to $15 items, and they really add up. So if you have any more questions, let me know about it. This is a shorter video, but I've gotten this question a lot, so I thought it would be cool to make a video on places where you can buy pallets from, online and in person. If you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure to do so, at millennial_profit, as well as checking out my reseller boxes down below and joining the cook group if you're interested in that and have the capital. The instructions on how to do that are also down below. So close to 500 subscribers, and I'm trying to hit 1,000 by this summer. That would be amazing. I'm truly, truly blessed with every single one of you that has followed along with this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching The Millennial Prophet.